Brandon, good to see you, man. Welcome to Pop Alternative.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
I met
We
you
met before.
We have, yes, at Screamfest because our films
Oh,
premiered
yeah.
together. Yeah, so my film adjoining my short film that I wrote and produced was at Screamfest too, which is cool. So
Congratulations.
it's cool. We
It's very
shared a
cool to
film
share.
festival together. Pretty
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah. High five.
That's actually my first question. I mean, a film like Ick, gets that kind of big spot in the opening kind of gala premiere of Screamfest, and then kind of people get to see it on the festival circuits. You play the waiting game. Now people can see it in theaters. What's that like for you as an actor, where it's like out of your hands and then it's like it's in your hands and out of your hands? Like, do you get used to it a little bit?
Well, it is frustrating. It's the most frustrating part because you have no control. You get used to it a little bit. You go like, well, maybe I'll find out about this thing later. It's an investment that, you hope pays off in some way. The work that you do eventually down the road, people go, oh, that person is a good actor. They've been around for 20 years. I'm going to put them in a movie. It's all that stuff, but it is the most challenging thing. But thankfully, we are here. We have 3 days to get people out to the theaters to give love to Ick, and who knows if we show up, maybe we get more than that.
Horror movies have always been around, but there is this big kind of surge in popularity in the genre. Like, there's some of the most popular movies that get made. For you, from a storytelling perspective, what's it like working on Ick at a time where there is a big appetite for the genre, so to speak?
Yeah, I mean it's great. I think this is a great movie that is both new and nostalgic for people. This is the kind of horror movie that I like, that is not too in your face, not too gory, has a nice, a good heart and family aspect to it, still a journey, making humor out of like terrible situations in order to get through it, which is kind of what we have to do, unfortunately, in life. I think it's important to see people struggle and come at, overcome it. So I like a horror movie that has scary stuff, but like good guys actually like get ahead, because I'm the hero guy at heart.
Absolutely. There's a lot in this. There's, a lot of, horror elements, some gore, there's goofiness, there's a lot kind of in there. I'm wondering for you, when you read a script that has so many elements, right? Where it's scary, it's funny, it's creepy, it's awkward, you know what I mean? What's that script to screen like journey for you when you read something that has so many things? Like, what's it like reading all that stuff and then seeing it come to life in production?
Yeah, I mean, I can read something and think, oh, I know I'm going to play this scene, or I know I can do that. But then read something later in the script, it's more serious, and be like, is this tonally going to match? And so I had a little bit of worry about that, but I knew by the time we got to set and started filming after a couple of days, I knew I could trust Joseph,
Yeah.
that he wasn't going to steer me wrong, and he was constantly looking for the best performance, take after take. If it was like I have to line up my head movement with the lighting and the dialogue, he's making sure that it's going to be the best looking shot, not just for him but for me. So it's not often you get to work with someone like that, but he really cared about the actors and the whole thing. That made it easier.
How separate are past journeys compared to something like Ick? Do you bring mindsets of preparations from something like Scott Pilgrim to something like Ick, or are they completely separate once you wrap them?
No, I mean, I think all my shared experiences help. Some days it's a waiting game. Some days it's just a lot of hard work, and I realize that I've done hard work before, and it's great. And the fast-paced nature of projects that I worked before certainly prepared me for this very fast-paced work situation.
Absolutely. Do we want to go? Do we want to go through an interview about bringing up a certain movie that you were probably asked like a lot about this week?
Don't even know what you're talking about. Is there a Superman movie out?
The only thing I'll say is like movie marathon and movie binging is so incredible, and I'm just wondering what is that like for you now to like forever be part of like a binging of like one of the most iconic franchises when people watch them all, watch all the Supermans. Like, what's that like for you? Do you ever think about that?
I had no, not about watching all of them, but it is awesome to see the different variations of Superman. And there's no one Superman. I mean, look, we can't agree on what the perfect Superman is or what the perfect Superman story is. Each one has had good and bad. And I think we could just be grateful that we have so many different versions. I'm really grateful for this new movie. I think it's a great spirit of Superman. I think David knocked it out of the park. He made me cry a couple times, just so earnest, and I loved his portrayal. And I'm excited that Superman is back in a positive way, and that I trust this means good things for all the DC properties, which we
I
should
can't
get
wait
more
for
like.
people to see ICK because you're great in it. I saw it at Screenfest on the big screen. They have chance to go see it on the big screen. Brandon, it was not a privilege to speak with you, man. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for talking to me and sharing the word.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.